I'm Martín Burt, and it is an honor to share this exciting moment with you. I'm a social entrepreneur from Paraguay in South America. And my organization is working on testing and promoting models of poverty elimination and financially self-sufficient schools for the rural poor. Our exciting and ambitious goal is to eliminate, not just alleviate, poverty. I also collaborate as a professor of practice with Worcester Polytechnic Institute's Great Problems Seminar. This program encourages freshman engineering students to design solutions to what Worcester calls the real and messy problems of our world. For many students at Worcester, the Great Problems Seminar helps them define their course of study and often their journey in life. I'm sure that most of you are aware that the majority of the world's population is poor. And out of a world population of approximately 7 billion, more than 4 billion persons live on less than $2 a day. Today, I'd like to talk to you about a growing number of talented and ambitious people like you, people who are creating initiatives that are solving some of the problems of this poor majority. They are solving these problems on a scale and with far more ambition than ever seen before, and creating models of urgent and systemic change rather than incremental improvement for the poor we have seen in the past. These innovative solutions are being scaled up around the world in what is known as social entrepreneurship. I have the pleasure of working together with a network of social entrepreneurs, many of whom are engineers. They are working to make the world a better place for millions of marginalized and poor populations. I'd like you to take a look at what I'm talking about.
I wanted to find a solution to a problem, and I wanted to do whatever it takes to end that problem.
In the mid-1970s, Bangladesh was racked with poverty and famine. Greedy moneylenders victimized local villagers who wanted to start small businesses. In one village, Muhammad Yunus counted 42 people who needed just $27 to break out of poverty.
So then an idea came to my mind. If I give this $27 to all these 42 people, they can return the money to the moneylenders and they will be free. And that's what exactly I did. And the happiness that it brought to them caught me in. And I asked myself the question, if you can make so many people so happy with such a small amount of money, why shouldn't you do it more?
Since that first bet, the bank Muhammad Yunus started has made nearly $5 billion in loans. It's a model that has been copied all over the world, spawning a movement known as microfinance.
People are demonstrably better off in the world today by virtue of that simple insight that small, unsecured loans can really make a difference.
Microfinance during the past 25 years has demonstrated that millions and millions of people can participate in society in a normal way.
In 2006, Muhammad Yunus won the Nobel Peace Prize, testimony to the role of a new kind of change agent, the social entrepreneur.
Most people have to see to believe. But I think that social entrepreneurs believe and then they see. Social entrepreneurs have seen the end result before it even got started.
And they've done so all over the world. In Mozambique, Blaise Jujasato transformed healthcare by providing reliable medical services to millions of villagers who had never previously been reached. In India, Bunker Roy's Barefoot College teaches people with no prior training to build and install solar electric technologies. And in the United States, Dorothy Stoneman has shown how young people can change their lives and their communities through job training and education.
As you saw in the video, social entrepreneurs come from all walks of life and work in many different sectors. And believe it or not, many are engineers, while others work closely with engineers. Let me share with you the stories of some engineer friends of mine. Ever have a hamster as a kid? Let's look at how my friend engineer Burt turned his passion for raising hamsters, mice, and rats as a kid into a way to solve two difficult social problems facing rural populations around the world today. Working together with Antwerp University, Bart has trained rats to sniff out landmines and tuberculosis, and by doing so, has saved thousands of lives. Let's watch as Bart tells us about his work.
I'm Bart Wejens. I'm a Ashoka Fellow from Tanzania, Africa. I started this organization, Apopo. Apopo trains hero rats to save human lives by detecting landmines and tuberculosis. Well, rats are actually too light to set off landmines, so they can walk freely over a suspected area without setting off these landmines. The way we train these animals is by means of positive reinforcement. We use this kind of click sound, the particular sound that we can use to shape the behavior of the animals. It's a standard animal training practice that we just adopted. By doing so, you can actually train the animals to do whatever in return for a simple food reward. And in case of tuberculosis detection, the animals are in a setup with 10 holes, and we present 10 samples at once under there. The animals sniff the holes. Where there is a positive sample, they keep the nose in the hole. And that's an indication that this is a suspected sample, which then is confirmed with other technologies. Rats have an enormously keen sense of smell, and they're easy to train, easy to maintain. They have lots of logistic advantages, and they love to perform repetitive tasks in return for a simple food reward. Many people think this is about rats, this project, but in the end it's about people. It's about building skills in vulnerable populations and help them overcome these difficult humanitarian detection challenges more independently from expensive imported expertise and equipment. Part of Zen is actually questioning yourself and questioning not only yourself but also your environment and challenging your perception about the resources surrounding you. If you can manage to do that and change your perception in a respectful way and harmonize with these resources, in this case rats, which we all see as vermin, but make them heroes. If we would all look at our surroundings in such a way and face those things we dislike and turn that around, well, I think we could create a much happier world for everybody.
In the video we just watched, we saw how a childhood passion turned into a way for an engineer to change the world. We also listened as Bart explained the essence of social entrepreneurship, seeing problems as solutions, often seeing things that no one else sees. As I share with you some other stories of friends of mine, notice how they have turned a deep interest or hobby into something that gives them the satisfaction of helping others and leaving a legacy with their work. Now, I would like to tell you about another engineer friend of mine, Albina Ruiz from Peru. Watch as we see how Albina turned a problem into an opportunity.
En la casa de Albina Ruiz, un cuadro representa lo que fue su niñez en la selva.
Tuve la suerte en realidad de vivir ahí en medio del campo, de la chacra durante 16 años hasta acabar la secundaria, pero yo terca quería ser ingeniera y obviamente no había universidad en la selva y mis padres campesinos me pudieron enviar a Lima para estudiar y me tocó llegar al Agustino.
En ese distrito pobre de la periferia de Lima, como en la mayor parte de la capital, se carecía en los años 80 de un adecuado servicio de recolección de basura. El panorama de las montañas de desperdicios en la vía pública espantó a la selvática.
Estando en el 9º ciclo de la universidad, en un curso de ingeniería de métodos nos pidieron ir a hacer, medir productividad. Obviamente se formaron los grupos de trabajo para ir a un banco, ¿no?, a un supermercado. Yo convencí a 4 compañeros para ir a hacer rutas óptimas en un camión de basura en el Agustino.
Fue al fundar la institución Ciudad Saludable que Albina descubrió que además de cuidar el medio ambiente, podría dar trabajo de calidad. Plásticos, vidrios, papeles, fierro. La mayoría de desperdicios es reciclable. En el Perú el 80% de ellos se queda en la industria nacional y el 20% es exportado. En 2010, 57 millones de dólares, sobre todo en fierros y botellas de bebidas gaseosas, salieron del país. La capacitación de 11.500 recicladores de diferentes países de América Latina le han valido a esta institución reconocimientos internacionales. Ahora buscan exportar su modelo al África.
Ya hemos identificado nuestra contraparte en Kenia, en África y en Egipto. Entonces vamos a empezar en estos 2 países también, ¿no? Porque es un modelo bastante sencillito. Es la gestión integral de residuos, buscando que la municipalidad cumpla su rol, que el sector privado cumpla su rol, la sociedad civil cumpla su rol, y cómo cada uno cumpliendo su rol podemos encontrar formas de tal manera que las ciudades estén limpias y saludables.
As you saw in the video we just watched, solid waste from large cities is seen by a social entrepreneur as an opportunity rather than an unsurmountable problem. As you are watching these stories, I'm sure that you are figuring out that these social entrepreneurs don't work alone. They need others to help them reach their ambitious goals. And many times the guardian angels that arrive to help them are engineers. I invite you to listen now to the story of 3 unlikely partners. Dr. V, a retired eye doctor in India crippled with arthritis. David Green, an American social entrepreneur from San Francisco, and Dr. Balan Krishnan, a mechanical engineer. See how they work their magic together to eliminate preventable blindness in millions of people around the world.
Dr. Govindappa Venkataswamy was 58 when he founded Aravind. When it first started, the hospital had 11 beds. Its mission was the eradication of needless blindness. Today, it is the largest and most productive eye care facility in the world.
He kept talking about McDonald's and hamburgers, and none of it made any sense to us. He wanted to create a franchise, a mechanism of delivery of eye care with the efficiency of McDonald's.
There are now 5 Aravind Eye hospitals in South India. They are all self-sustaining, and together they see over 1.4 million patients and perform over 200,000 sight-restoring surgeries each year. 2/3 of its services are free. At Aravind, every patient who can pay covers costs for 2 who cannot. Because of their high numbers, the revenue from paying patients not only covers costs for Arvind's free services, but also generates a surplus that funds all growth and expansion.
In its first years of operation, Dr. B's hospital could afford only to help a few thousand people for free each year. It could have helped many more, but the replacement lenses made by Western medical companies cost $300 apiece. Then, as a stone thrown in a pool creates more and more circles, Dr. V's vision began to inspire people outside India. And one circle reached all the way to America. In the early 1980s, a young American named David Green, with a unique talent for business but a spiritual bent, was trying to figure out what to do with his life. After several trips to India, he met Dr. V.
He talked about how eye care services should be as easily accessible as McDonald's hamburgers.
David Green realized that the high cost of lenses was the one thing standing in Dr. V's way. And that made Green ask a fundamental question. How much does it really cost to make a lens that sells for $300?
I start with the assumption that things don't really cost that much to make.
This is the intraocular lens production facility which we started in 1992 with support from Seva Foundation in the US. This is the intraocular lens which we produce here, and this lens serves as a substitute lens once we remove the natural cataract lens from the eye. The early 90s, there were no IOL manufacturers in India. We had to import lenses from the West. At that time, each lens was costing around $200. They were not affordable in most developing countries. So we devised our own methods of making lenses up to international standards, and we were able to sell them at about $5 a piece. Today, we manufacture a wide range of ophthalmic products as well, and we are exporting them to over 85 countries around the world.
Supposing I'm able to produce eye care techniques, methods and all those in the same way and make it available in every corner of the world, the problem of blindness is gone.
As you saw, one of the heroes of this story is Dr. Balan Krishnan, the engineer who worked with David Green to develop the $2 lens. Today I have shared with you examples of engineers who have made a difference. Engineers who are connected with what is really happening with the majority of the world's population. Engineers who want to use their intelligence to create something really transformative. Notice that all of these social entrepreneurs have something in common. They see problems as opportunities. They try to solve problems in uncomplicated or inexpensive ways so the solutions can be used by the millions of poor people who need them. They train local populations to solve the problem. They realize that to really make an impact, they have to take their innovations to scale, to reach the millions of people who really need them. They also work in an area that interests them deeply. As an engineer, I invite you to find what Sir Ken Robinson calls your element. Find that place where what you are good at intersects with what you are passionate about. Do something that you love to do that will help you make a real difference. Whether you are crazy about raising hamsters or like David Green, you find it an exciting challenge to find the cheapest way to manufacture a quality product so the poorest of the poor can afford it. Use your talent, your will, and your intelligence to do something that is transformative. Thank you very much.